What if I told you that over 80 years ago, one man unlocked the secret formula that has created more millionaires, more successful entrepreneurs, and more fulfilled lives than any other philosophy in human history? What if I told you that this same formula is available to you right now, today, and that by the end of this video you'll have the tools to completely transform your life? Welcome to the Napoleon Hill Wisdom Series. I'm your guide on this incredible journey of transformation. Over the next 30 minutes, we're going to dive deep into the timeless principles that have guided legends like Andrew Carnegie, Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, and countless others to extraordinary success. But here's what makes this different from every other success video you've ever watched. We're not just going to talk about these principles. We're going to show you exactly how to implement them in your life starting today. We're going to give you specific, actionable steps that you can take the moment this video ends. Napoleon Hill spent 25 years studying the most successful people of his time. He interviewed over 500 millionaires and business leaders. He discovered that success isn't luck, it isn't talent, and it isn't about being in the right place at the right time. Success follows a specific formula, a set of principles that anyone can learn and apply. Today, we're starting with the foundation, the 3 core principles that everything else builds upon. Master these 3 principles, and you'll have the power to achieve anything you desire in life. Are you ready to unlock your potential? Are you ready to stop settling for mediocrity and start living the life you were meant to live? Then let's begin. Before we dive into the principles, you need to understand the man behind the wisdom. Napoleon Hill wasn't born into wealth or privilege. He was born in 1883 in a one-room log cabin in rural Virginia. His family was poor, and by the age of 10, he had lost his mother. Many would have used these circumstances as excuses for failure. But Napoleon Hill had something different. He had an insatiable curiosity about what made some people successful while others struggled. At the age of 25, he was given an assignment that would change not only his life but the lives of millions of people around the world. He was asked to interview Andrew Carnegie, one of the richest men in America at the time. During that interview, Carnegie challenged Hill with a proposition. Would he be willing to spend 20 years studying the most successful people in America to discover the common principles they all shared? Carnegie wouldn't pay him for this work. Hill would have to support himself while conducting this massive research project. Hill had 60 seconds to decide. In that moment, he made a decision that would impact generations. He said yes. For the next 25 years, Napoleon Hill interviewed over 500 of the most successful people of his era. He studied their habits, their thinking patterns, their strategies, and their failures. What he discovered was revolutionary. Success follows specific, learnable principles. These principles aren't theory. They're not abstract concepts. They're practical, actionable strategies that have been tested by some of the most successful people in history. And here's the most important part. They work just as well today as they did 80 years ago. The principles we're about to explore have created more wealth, more happiness, and more fulfillment than any other success philosophy ever developed. They've been studied, tested, and proven by millions of people around the world. But knowledge without action is worthless. As Napoleon Hill himself said, knowledge is only potential power. It becomes power only when, and if, it is organized into definite plans of action and directed to a definite end. So as we explore these principles, I want you to do more than just listen. I want you to think about how you can apply them in your life. I want you to make the decision right now that you're going to take action on what you learn. The first and most important principle is what Napoleon Hill called definiteness of purpose. This is the starting point of all achievement. Without it, you're like a ship without a rudder, drifting aimlessly on the ocean of life. But what exactly is definiteness of purpose? It's more than just having a goal. It's having a burning, obsessive desire for a specific outcome. It's knowing exactly what you want, why you want it, and when you plan to achieve it. Let me tell you about a young man who understood this principle better than almost anyone. His name was Henry Ford. When Ford decided he wanted to create an affordable automobile for the masses, people told him it was impossible. The technology didn't exist. The manufacturing processes weren't developed. The market wasn't ready. But Ford had definiteness of purpose. He didn't just want to build cars. He wanted to revolutionize transportation and give every American family the freedom of mobility. This wasn't just a business goal. It was a mission that consumed him. Here's what most people don't understand about goals. Vague goals produce vague results. When you say, "I want to be successful," or "I want to make more money," you're not setting a goal. You're making a wish. Definiteness of purpose requires specificity. Instead of, "I want to be successful," you need to say, "I will build a business that generates $100,000 in annual revenue within 18 months by providing digital marketing services to small businesses in my city." Do you see the difference? The second statement is specific, measurable, and time-bound. It gives your subconscious mind a clear target to work toward. But specificity is just the beginning. True definiteness of purpose requires what Napoleon Hill called burning desire. This is the kind of desire that keeps you awake at night and gets you up early in the morning. It's the desire that makes you willing to sacrifice temporary pleasures for long-term success. Thomas Edison demonstrated this burning desire when he was working on the incandescent light bulb. He failed over 1,000 times before he succeeded. When asked about his failures, Edison said, "I have not failed. I've just found 1,000 ways that won't work." That's the power of definiteness of purpose. When you have a clear, specific goal backed by burning desire, failure becomes feedback. Obstacles become opportunities. Setbacks become setups for comebacks. Now, let me give you the exact process Napoleon Hill discovered for developing definiteness of purpose. First, write down exactly what you want to achieve. Be specific. Include numbers, dates, and details. Don't write, "I want a nice house." Write, "I will own a 3,000 square foot home in the Riverside neighborhood with a 2-car garage and a swimming pool by December 31st, 2026. Second, determine exactly what you're willing to give in exchange for what you want. Success isn't free. You'll need to invest time, energy, money, or skills. Be honest about what you're willing to sacrifice. Third, establish a definite date when you intend to achieve your goal. A goal without a deadline is just a dream. Your subconscious mind needs a specific target to work toward. Fourth, create a definite plan for carrying out your desire. Start with what you can do today, tomorrow, and this week. Your plan doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be specific and actionable. Fifth, write out a clear statement of what you intend to achieve, what you're willing to give in return, the time limit you've set, and your plan for achievement. Sixth, read your written statement aloud twice daily. Read it once when you wake up and once before you go to bed. As you read it, see yourself already in possession of what you desire. This might sound simple, but don't mistake simple for easy. Most people never complete this process because they're afraid to commit to something specific. They're afraid of failure, so they keep their goals vague and their commitments weak. But here's what Napoleon Hill discovered. The universe responds to definiteness. When you're crystal clear about what you want and you're willing to pay the price to get it, opportunities begin to appear. People show up to help you. Resources become available. What seemed impossible starts to become inevitable. I want you to pause this video right now and complete this exercise. Don't wait until later. Don't tell yourself you'll do it tomorrow. Success requires immediate action on good ideas. The second principle that forms the foundation of all success is what Napoleon Hill called the mastermind principle. This principle is so powerful that Hill said it was the basis for all great fortunes and achievements. The mastermind principle is the coordination of knowledge and effort between two or more people who work toward a definite purpose in a spirit of harmony. When minds come together in harmony, they create a third mind that is more powerful than any individual mind working alone. Think about the greatest achievements in human history. The moon landing wasn't accomplished by one person. It was the result of thousands of brilliant minds working together toward a common goal. The iPhone wasn't created by Steve Jobs alone. It was the product of a mastermind alliance between designers, engineers, and marketers. But the mastermind principle isn't just for massive projects or corporations. It's equally powerful for individual success. Napoleon Hill discovered that every successful person he studied had formed mastermind alliances with others. Andrew Carnegie, one of the richest men in history, attributed his success to his mastermind group of advisors. He surrounded himself with experts in steel production, finance, marketing, and management. Carnegie himself admitted that he knew very little about the technical aspects of steel production, but he knew how to coordinate the knowledge and efforts of those who did. Here's what most people get wrong about success. They think they have to do everything themselves. They believe that asking for help is a sign of weakness. They try to be experts in every area of their business or career. This is not only inefficient, it's impossible. No one person can master every skill required for significant success. The most successful people understand this, and they build mastermind alliances to compensate for their weaknesses and amplify their strengths. There are two types of mastermind alliances: formal and informal. A formal mastermind is a structured group that meets regularly to share ideas, solve problems, and hold each other accountable. This might be a group of entrepreneurs who meet monthly to discuss their businesses, or professionals in the same industry who share strategies and resources. An informal mastermind is the network of advisors, mentors, and supporters you cultivate throughout your career. This includes your mentor who guides your professional development, the colleague who challenges your thinking, and the friend who believes in your dreams when you doubt yourself. The third foundational principle is applied faith. This isn't just belief. It's belief backed by action. It's the unwavering confidence that your goals are not only possible but inevitable, combined with the persistent action that makes them reality. Napoleon Hill defined faith as the eternal elixir which gives life, power, and action to the impulse of thought. But he was careful to distinguish between passive faith and applied faith. Passive faith is hoping things will work out. Applied faith is acting as if success is certain while working to make it happen. Let me tell you about a woman who embodied applied faith better than almost anyone in history. Her name was Mary Kay Ash, and she founded Mary Kay Cosmetics when she was 45 years old with just $5,000 in savings. When Mary Kay started her company, she faced enormous obstacles. She was a woman in a male-dominated business world. She had limited capital. She had no experience running a manufacturing company. But she had something more powerful than any of these obstacles: applied faith. Mary Kay believed so completely in her vision of empowering women through entrepreneurship that she acted as if success was inevitable. She invested her life savings. She recruited her first consultants. She developed her products. She built her company one sale, one consultant, one success story at a time. But here's what made Mary Kay's faith so powerful. It wasn't blind optimism. It was faith based on definite purpose and backed by persistent action. She didn't just believe she would succeed. She worked every day to make success inevitable. Applied faith has three essential components. First, it requires a definite purpose. You can't have faith in something vague or undefined. Your faith must be directed toward a specific, clearly defined goal. Second, it requires persistent action. Faith without works is dead. You must act on your faith consistently, even when you don't see immediate results. Third, it requires the ability to see opportunity in adversity. Applied faith transforms obstacles into stepping stones and setbacks into setups for comebacks. When you combine definiteness of purpose with the mastermind principle and applied faith, you create an unstoppable force for success. You have a clear target, the support and wisdom of others, and the unshakable belief that success is not only possible but inevitable. We've covered a lot of ground in the last 30 minutes, but knowledge without action is worthless. The principles we've discussed aren't just interesting concepts to think about. They're practical tools that can transform your life starting today. But here's the truth. Most people will watch this video, feel inspired for a few minutes, and then go back to their old habits and patterns. They'll tell themselves they'll implement these principles someday, or when they have more time. Don't be most people. Success requires immediate action on good ideas. The moment you delay taking action, you give doubt and fear time to creep in and steal your dreams. So here's what I want you to do right now, before you watch another video or check your phone or get distracted by something else. First, write down your definite major purpose using the framework we discussed. Be specific. Include numbers and dates. Make it something that excites you and scares you at the same time. Second, Identify 3 people who could become part of your mastermind alliance. These might be mentors, colleagues, friends, or even people you haven't met yet but want to connect with. Write down their names and how you plan to approach them. Third, take one specific action today that moves you toward your goal. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be something. Send an email, make a phone call, do some research, take action while your motivation is high. But this is just the beginning. What we've covered today is the foundation, but Napoleon Hill identified 17 principles of success in total. Over the next 29 videos in this series, we're going to explore every single one of them in detail. Remember, the principles only work if you work the principles. Success isn't a spectator sport. You can't achieve your goals by watching videos or reading books. You achieve your goals by taking consistent, persistent action based on proven principles. Napoleon Hill spent 25 years studying the most successful people of his time to discover these principles. Millions of people have used them to create extraordinary lives. The question is, will you be one of them? The choice is yours. You can continue living the same life you've always lived, getting the same results you've always gotten. Or you can make the decision, right now, to apply these principles and create the life you've always dreamed of. I believe in your potential. I believe you have everything within you to achieve extraordinary success. But belief isn't enough. You must act on that belief. Your journey to success starts now. Take the first step. Write down your definite major purpose. Identify your mastermind alliance. Take action today. Remember, success is not an accident. It's the result of applying proven principles with persistence and faith. You have the principles. Now it's time to apply them. Your extraordinary life is waiting. Go claim it.